Hello, welcome to Tea with G. We have another awesome episode here with Polina,
Hello.
good friend of mine. She's an amazing person. She's a photographer. We're actually in her photography studio right now. So we're about to have some tea as well. We have some mint tea today for today's podcast. And we're just going to have a chill conversation. We're just hanging out. How was the setting up? We were just setting up everything. It was like,
Yeah, and I would love to correct you straight away.
mhm,
This is not technically my studio.
mhm,
We just pretty much sharing space. There is an owner to this studio, and I'm just I'm having my hours here.
mhm. That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
On a regular basis. And this is I think it's a good point to start with. The sharing of the resources.
Mhm.
I'm really grateful for this opportunity to Archangel Studios to be able to use this space for my business and my art as well. And this is cool that we have people like Curtis, who is the owner of the studio, who are willing to share, because we can only make it when you're talking about art, when we're talking about some meaningful businesses that are not completely profit driven, like tea.
Yeah.
It's important to be able sharing resources and be able to help each other.
Absolutely, yeah, for sure. Especially in a city like Vancouver,
Yeah.
where I think it's one of the top 5 or one of the top 10 most expensive cities in the world. It was a couple years ago. I'd have to recheck that for 2025, but I'm pretty sure we're still up there.
Yeah, and ever since I started the photography business, once you expand all the costs, the rent is very expensive, the space is very expensive. Once you expand everything, it makes it unaffordable for the customer, really, really quick. And it only works if creators actually share in space.
That's interesting.
And even if you own a space, as a creator, no one can use it 24/7. This is a very specific business. You're not a machine, you're not a factory. You cannot do 24/7 photo shoots with customers, so you need to have a rest, but the rent is expensive, so you better rent it to someone else. And I feel like this is the only way it can work. Otherwise, you go bankrupt really soon.
Yeah, I mean, I know of a couple photographers and videographers that personally couldn't rent the space anymore. Like, I moved here 10 years ago, and there was a specific guy that I was going to his photography studio and hanging out with him. And yeah, eventually he closed down. He couldn't do it anymore. So I'm sure a lot of people are in the same boat.
I know a lot of people like that. And what I'm saying, while always sharing is caring, basically.
Yeah.
We need Archangel Studio to thrive. We need them to have a lot of customers. We need them to have a lot of bookings. We need them to be able to profit from this business and be well.
Absolutely.
And that's how all art works. We want people to be able to cover their bills.
Yeah, yeah. And it's actually more interesting when everybody kind of gets together, right? Like, you start meeting people, you meet other creators, other artists.
Yeah, that's also true. Sharing, in photography business, we have such thing as TFP. It called different names in different regions, areas of the world, but it stands for time for print.
Time for print. Okay.
Yeah, that means that makeup artist, the designer, the model, the photographer, the videographer, they just show up for some cool project together that originally they would submit to the magazine for their portfolio to get mentioned, to get to the galleries and stuff. Nowadays, not always happens because magazine is a little outdated. So people do this for social media and stuff. So this is like an art project where everyone sacrifices their resources in order to achieve some greater good and some profits for everyone's businesses. And this is kind of cool. This is the best it's the best work environment I've ever been in, especially if you have experience working with the office, in the office environment, with the corporate, where people get like, I don't know, like a little relaxed and comfortable in their jobs, and it gets forever to get things done at certain points. But for the TFP, like kind of a art photo shoots, then people get together to achieve some cool result. It's like everything works like that. Like everyone is tuned in, like the dresses are flying, the makeup, the hair. Like this is amazing. This is like a therapy for me. And I look at it, I'm like amazed, and I feel like this is how worlds should be doing. Like this is how it should be done everywhere. Like people coming, contributing resources, and going home with a great result.
I love that. I love that so much.
No.
Like,
You guys participated in our photo shoot too, so
yeah,
did you enjoy the experience?
we did. We were on one of the photo shoots,
Yeah.
and that's
For
actually
the Valentine's?
for the Valentine's. That was the last photo on my Instagram, actually, and I had such a great experience. It was so fun. And you're an amazing photographer.
Yeah.
You like
Thank you.
blew my mind. Like when you send the photos, I was like, this is what this is what you came up with. I was really.
But what do you think about like teamwork? Like how do you enjoy like this? There were like, I don't think
There was another
any
photographer.
makeup. Yeah, there was another photographer, and we were like the Max was there, and we were again sharing the space.
Yeah.
So it was a lot. It's a lot of sharing. Like you guys, if you want to achieve something, you gotta be sharing with people.
Yeah.
A lot.
That's basically that's the way forward,
like,
probably, right?
Find your people and share resources together. Like
Mhm.
this is my time at the studio.
Yeah.
And Gabriel is here, so yeah.
That's really good advice, actually. Like I didn't think about it so much from that perspective. You just opened it wider, so thank you for that.
Yeah, and this is how business works. Like first you come. Well, I see many people going into, like, I have a friend and she's very good at piano, and we were discussing her entering wedding business as the artist, as a musician who plays for the weddings and stuff. And when you try to calculate like all the cost, and you want to cover it with your first gig, that's pretty much this loses like its point really soon, because initially you're gonna invest much more than you're gonna earn. And I always, when she asked my advice, I was like, do not ask me. I do work a lot for free. Like
it's important to do that.
Some
right?
people, that's totally depends on a person, on their perspective. Some people do not do this at all. Some people do this in some cases. Some people do this, like, it's everyone's own strategy.
True.
But
it works pretty well at the beginning. Like if you don't have any clients and you're a new photographer or something, how do you get the content if you don't have anything to show, right?
at some point, yes. But again, I don't want to be like, you go, work for free, work for free, everyone. No, I'm just stupid and kind, and sometimes I get like backlash about that. Like I'm kinder than I should be sometimes, but then I reward it with some cool projects that paying off basically all the free like portfolio kind of work. So it's there's no recipe for anyone's success, to be honest. Everything is very, very specific.
And everybody's got an individual journey, right? That works for them. That's one of the things I was thinking about. Sometimes you have these gurus and they tell you, you have to do this to get success. It's like,
that's not
but
how it
everybody's got a
works.
different story, right? Everyone
Different story, different resources. Like sometimes you just get lucky. Sometimes the market is more favorable. Like I arrived to Vancouver like 2 years ago, and it was like past COVID times, and I was just telling Gabriel that that spring, like when I just walked out of the plane and I just like ran some Google ads or Meta ads, like Facebook ads, almost straight from the airport, like because the trees were blooming, and it was so pretty. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna catch that. And it was raining, and it was a really bad spring. And I just came to Canada. I had zero connections, and I ran some ads, and people came to me, and I had a really nice spring. It was like the most profitable spring in whole history of my business.
Wow.
Partially, you would never guess, but because people were putting aside photography, um, weddings, everything during the COVID time. So a lot of people, a lot of customers that I had during this year were people who got married, but they never had a wedding because it was a COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And but I arrived when the COVID restrictions were lifted, so I got this business.
Good timing.
Kind of, yeah. Got this business, and then now it's people are getting like a little more stingy with money because this economy is not so great, and I'm not getting so much business. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, but it's important to have this like self-worth and know that sometimes you just get a little unlucky. It doesn't mean that it's not your business and you're not doing a good job. Sometimes it's just the market is not favorable.
Absolutely.
So that's my point. Like pretty much every situation, everything is different. Like, and you never know, like people who achieved some kind of success, like what led to that. For some people, like for bloggers, like right, it's one viral video.
Yeah, maybe they were
It's
just
like,
posting and
they were just
off.
like skilled enough to like jump on this wave and keep it like monetizing that.
Yeah.
And that happened to me, and I wasn't able to monetize that like all the way back at home. I did have some success with social media, and it didn't go anywhere. But for some people, it did. Again, it didn't go anywhere because I'm from Russia, and Russia got sanctionized, and a lot of social media stopped working there. So it was pretty much like a lockdown. Like, so that was just it. I just left it.
So you came around COVID time. You came around like the lockdown time. Was it also around the time when Russia was getting locked down as well?
Yeah. I mean, it's 2022.
Okay, yeah.
So they started Ukrainian war, and yeah, we came. So and people started like going out of lockdown. So yeah,
what's the city?
A lot happened.
Which city are you from?
I'm from Vladivostok. It's far east of Russia.
Vladivostok, far east. That's like Siberia.
No, it's like we border China and North Korea.
Okay, so you're
So
all the
all
way on
the
the
way
east.
to the east. Yeah, it's actually, I feel like it's the closest Russian city to here if you look across the ocean.
Oh wow.
So it's if we had a direct flight, it would be like 8-hour flight, I guess. And we have the same like 8-hour flight to Moscow. So
really?
we're not that far, but it's just like logistically does not work. So we have to go Asia or Europe to get there because it's a smaller place.
That sounds like a really cool place. I mean, does it have Asian influence in your city? Because it's so close to like China?
It does, but it still has more European, like right now, this is a very it's very difficult, like colonialism kind of a topic. But it used to have more Asian influence, and now, and at some point, like Soviet Union plus all the problems and questionable politics. Yeah, we've it's much more European city than it's Asian city.
Okay.
So it's pretty much the last European city before the border.
Yeah. And what's the lifestyle like there? Are people like very active, or they stay home?
Similar to Vancouver, to be honest. Like people in Vancouver are more active. Because the weather is a little bit nicer, but we had got a lot of nice weather too, and the sea. It's a sea city, so
nice.
there's a lot of
Is it too
people
cold
go
to swim, though?
people go to swim. People go to on a boats.
Okay, nice.
There's a lot of boats, like So
sounds like a beautiful city.
Like surfing, it's a beautiful. It's somehow looks little like Vancouver. It has a potential.
Cool.
to
cool.
be a very beautiful place. But it's kind of here, kind of not here yet. We'll see.
I'm gonna have
We'll
to
see how it
visit there
goes.
one day
Yeah.
for sure. I'm a global citizen, so the whole world is my home. So I definitely have to
Mm.
go there one day.
I agree. I agree with this mindset.
Mm-hmm. So what got you started into photography?
The blogging. I think I was into like Instagram blogging
Mm-hmm.
at first.
What year did you start this? Like this whole journey?
I think it was more than. I think 2008, 2017.
Oh, okay, so
Something
it's
like
been
that.
quite a while then.
Yeah, it's been a long time ago. And I started with a mobile photography, and then I just keep updating my gear. And at some point, I think I figured that I want more like creative control. So I want to be like the director, like behind the camera
Oh,
with the
nice.
model, not myself, because with yourself you need to ask people.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's not, it's a cool tool, like photographing yourself. Like totally do that. If you're not doing that and you're into photography, like self portraits is the place where a lot of photographers start, but it limits you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's so much more out there than
Yeah.
self
And I feel
portraits.
like I have another friend from back home and she wants to do the photography too,
Mm-hmm.
but she like waits for the certain opportunity, like someone's birthday or someone's doing like a photo shoot, etc., etc. And she's not like, she got a lot of training, but she's not, she's still like, she lacks experience. That's it. Like
Mm-hmm.
once she gets through her like certain hours of shooting, she'll be like fine, like, and great and amazing because she has a good eye. But
Mm-hmm.
she keeps waiting for the certain opportunity for like certain projects. But you have kids. Just like shoot your kids at home.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like that would, I don't have kids, so I can't tell for sure, but I feel like your boyfriend, your husband, your mother, your father, they're your first models. Like you can
That's true,
test
yeah.
most of the things on them, and you can test the camera settings and everything. Like
You can shoot anything and everything pretty much. I mean,
if you're looking for people,
oh, for
like your
people, yeah,
family, like are your first targets,
yeah, yeah,
like
for sure.
your first victims, like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. So you got started in that year and you were doing mobile photography. You started
Yeah,
in that.
just
And how did you was there something like one spark that was like, I just love photography, let me get into it? Or you just kind of just
I'm I just seen an ad. Honestly, there was an ad from one famous photographer.
Mhm.
I just, it was an era where people bought a lot of online courses. I feel like people still do that,
Yeah.
but I feel like pre-COVID, during the COVID, people did that more.
Yeah, everybody was home. They were kind of like
Yeah, and even before the COVID, I feel like that was the start like of the social media, and maybe in Russia.
mhm.
So I feel like the influencer economy was bigger and a little different. Like everyone wanted to teach someone doing something.
Mhm.
So yeah, I basically like saw one ad, took one little course, saw another ad, and took another course,
Oh,
and
nice. Just like
that's
that.
yeah.
That's how you started up. That's amazing.
So some people, some very inspired people, like I would recommend, like if you want to do like any kind of art or business, like if you don't have, probably you already have some influencer you're following,
Mhm.
but if you don't, like connecting with someone like personally, yeah, it can get you like a long way.
Mhm.
Like I'm still here.
Yeah.
Like the lady who was teaching me, like she she switched to more like business consulting. She's a great photographer and she has a big audience, but she's switched to different business,
Mhm.
and I'm still here.
Still here, still doing good, still growing.
Still doing photography,
Yeah.
and I'm like very grateful. Like I do not hate on people who do like, there's some people who hate on other people who do like online courses and stuff, but because I had like very positive experience, like I'm good. Like,
and it's a passion of yours. You love what
yeah,
you do.
as long as it fits your budget. Like, I never stayed with the photographers and creators and educators who would say like, you need to take a loan to take this course because it will get you like long way and you will be able to make more money. For me, it's way too salesy, and this is not a pitch that works for me, and I feel like repulsed. But yeah, you'll have to see what works for you. So I would definitely not recommend to take a credit line for for something that's you're passionate about. I would recommend to take it like slower, smaller steps.
That's good advice, actually. That's really good advice.
Like, I have a lot of gear right now, but I've been doing this since 2017, and some gear I bought it 2017. Like,
Still using it?
I'm still using it. Some
Oh, wow.
like smaller lights. So yeah, I just lost. I had a video light. Like, I complained to you about not having it anymore because I just lost it. But then I remembered, and I'm like, oh my god, I had it for almost like 10 years. So it's time. It's time to get a new one. So, and I always worked an office job, and I would just keep buying a little bit, like camera.
Yeah, you do what you can.
Camera is my severance pay from one of my jobs. Like,
the camera stuff, honestly, is so expensive. Like,
yeah, it is expensive. Yeah, it's the
like
most
all the little
thing.
pieces, right? Even to the memory cards, the lenses, everything. There's so many different pieces to it.
Yeah, and if you buy everything all at once, you will get but again, for some people it works. Just taking a loan and just going for it, and everything works.
And maybe they get a big contract for like Hyundai, and they get paid $50,000 or something.
I mean, like, that's unlikely for someone who's not having like a portfolio or
sure.
Like, this is like it's not. This is the thing. It's not a factory. It's not like you bought a factory and it works. It's more of like an art. So you gotta have an eye for that. You need to, like, there's a lot of, like, if you're shooting like a wedding and some event, there's a lot of like your body memory. Like, you just know why we'll always prefer working with the cameras, even if iPhone guys manage to make it like identical, because camera has like I do not need to look at it to make it work. Like, I know where things are just with my fingers, because I've been doing this a lot. So it's a lot of muscle to build in. It's a lot of visual education to build in. It's a lot of Instagram and a lot of content to go through, like other photographers, to see the style, to see the editing. It's a great journey, and the more you're into it, the better it gets.
I agree with that, because I also do like hobby photography, hobby videography, so I can relate to what you're saying, you know, on this level. And yeah, it's a great journey to go on, for sure. Plus, yeah, you can look at so much different things for inspiration, right? And then sometimes you want to maybe not copy exactly, but you might get inspired by something. And then you want to try to, oh, that's really inspiring. Let me try that out. And then that's how you build little skills along the way. That's a good way to do it.
It's okay to copy.
But you gotta maybe
you won't be able to copy the exact thing anyway.
Exactly.
And most of the photographers, most of the creators, the bigger ones that I met, they are low-key okay with the people who are just starting into the business. Like, trying to replicate what they are doing. What is not okay though is when you see a photographer working on the street, like in the park, or for the wedding, like if there was a professional photographer hired for the wedding, and then there is a hobbyist uncle, like whatever, and some photographers are really not okay with them shadowing them for entire wedding, and the more photographer is attached to their style and like certain like trade secrets, the more frustrated they get, and you can get in the way of the set photographer, professional videographer. You get in their way, you shadowing them without paying like education kind of a price.
Oh, yeah, I know what you're saying. Yeah.
And for outdoors, like I've been shooting with the manager, actually the lady, like my very first customer in Canada, and there was a bunch of guys like shooting behind my back, and I didn't know how I felt about that. Like, as long as the customer is okay and she can get access to that pictures, I should be fine. But on the other side, it's my vision. It's my vision. It's my, like, I hired the dress. We worked with the customer to get like her hair and makeup like hired and advised by me. Especially, again, customer shoot is, it's okay, you're still being paid. But if you're doing like art for the sake of art, and then there is a bunch of people like hair artists, makeup artists, videographer, photographer, the coordinator who invested their efforts into getting this content done, and then there's a random guy walking by and be like, oh, that's so cool, like this is such a nice lady in such a nice dress, I'll just click few pictures and post it online. No, that's not your content to share.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is rude. Like,
100%.
don't do that. But if you're like you just saw some picture online and you think like, I can want to try to replicate the light, or I want to try to replicate like the idea, doing, you as a person who just started, you won't be able to replicate it 100% anyway. And for the established photographer, they usually are not interested in replicating this style. So people usually chill with like inspiration kind of photography.
Yeah.
As far as I've seen, but people are not chill with other people like shooting behind their back. Like this,
totally
this is kind of rude.
Yeah, it's like you're stealing my whole shine here, right? Like I put all this together with my time, my resources, and then you just come.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. We all like, I've seen a lot of photographers having this debate on their pages. Is this okay? Is this not okay? Because it feels like you've been violated, but also like nothing bad really happened. Like people are clicking pictures on their phone all the time. So yeah, for me, I think it's rude, and I will not do that to other creator.
Especially because you understand it from that perspective too, right?
Yeah, I think it's kind of rude. Like they put their vision, and if there's no agreement for me to shoot behind their back, they pretty much hold the copyright, like the author rights to what's going on set.
Absolutely,
like you cannot just walk into the Hollywood set and start shooting. Like that's not how it works.
Oh, this is the new movie for let me
just let me just like, and you know what, you do that, like if by any chance you will be allowed to do that, you do that and you post that and you will get your like people be like, whoa, that's so cool, and you can like take a credit for that, I guess, but that was the whole set like of work of other people. So
oh, that's a good point. And you know what, if you guys are out there, if you ever see Polina on the street and she has a set going, you know not to do that to her.
But come to say hi.
Come to say hi. Don't snap pictures and steal her stuff. That's funny. But yeah, so where do you see yourself in the next 5 years with photography? What okay, let me ask a better question. What's your ultimate goal with photography?
It's I'm really chill with this business. Like I try not to push myself. There are different ways to approach that. Some people set financial goals. Some people set some mm, like artistic kind of like publication kind of goals. So
Like
one
I
of the
want my
goals that
work to
people
be in this
have,
magazine or
the
something.
Vogue.
Yeah.
A lot of photographers want to be in the Vogue. Like they have like a photo Vogue. Like they publish it on their website, and that's pretty cool to be there. And yeah, also what like the wedding photographers, they look into the certain like budget per wedding. That's also like a goal for many aspiring like wedding kind of photographers. But I don't feel like it sits well with me. I feel like my goal is like how I feel myself. For me, it's more about art and about this art being able to sustain me like mentally. And the money that I get, it's like the appreciation of my works and efforts rather than seeing myself as a tool that just goes like clicks this mini shirts like or a same kind of pictures, and you like hate people by the end of the day. I don't want to hate people by the end of the day. I want to keep it relaxed for people, for myself, and I kind of hope it will work out at the end. And I'm not letting go of my office job, so it's totally different for people for whom photography is the main source of income.
Yeah, yeah. So you're working a full-time job
Yeah, I have a full.
plus doing
Yeah.
the photography. Yeah, so it's hard
This
to
is also a stupid way to live a life because I basically have two jobs, but it's kind of works for me. So I'm okay with that because I feel like when I have all the stress of my livelihood depending on my art gets pushed aside. Like I'm not thinking about art anymore. I'm thinking about like making enough money to cover my rent. So I'm not taking art projects. I'm not taking interesting projects. I'm taking projects that quick and easy, and I will do less quality, more quantity kind of stuff, and I will push me to the point where I do not want to do this anymore. And this is scary. Like I bought all this gear, and can you imagine? Like you waking up one day and like I don't feel like doing this anymore. Like I burned out and I don't see myself. I don't want to do that. I don't want to touch my camera anymore. And I've seen this happen to people too. People burn out like that, and you're not you're not some piece of equipment that can go. This is very fine art.
Yeah, like for example, I can relate to what you're saying because I remember when I started with the camera, it was probably like 12 years ago or something. I got the Canon T5i and I was just playing around with it, portraits, of course. And I remember somebody asked me to do a wedding. And I was like, okay. So I did the wedding, but the first time I was so nervous to just take pictures of people because I don't know if they want me to take the picture or not. So I'm walking around.
To that too, yeah.
Yeah. So I was all like, and it was awkward. But I felt like in that moment, if I was to have to do this for a job, I might lose my passion for photography because I like to do it on my own terms. Like if I see something nice, I want to snap it my way, my term, my time. And then if I have to do it for money and I don't really, it's forced, you know?
It's different for every person. Me personally, like there are some creators and photographers who are really like sticky with their style and their vision. I, for some reason, maybe because I have a marketing experience, marketing background, I love to work with some challenges. Like you'll be like, okay, let's do the podcast. I'm like, okay, let's do the podcast. This is not my style. I've never done that. But I'm curious, and I would love to see how the equipment work. I would like to play with the new pieces of equipment and stuff. So if the customer shows up and wants a podcast, even though I don't do a podcast, never thought about the podcast, but they wanted me to do the podcast, I'm like, yeah, sure, let's try. So for me, it's the balance of the things that customer wants to do and I want to do. And I really enjoy when the customer is also like have this clear creative vision, like you do. You have a clear creative vision for your projects, and I enjoy working with that. I'm not trying to force you into my vision because I honestly don't have this one for your project, but I enjoy to try to technically achieve the things that you want to achieve. This is also interesting for me, but everyone is different.
Yeah.
So I think the most important thing is to get to know what you like to do. I mean, this is such a stupid advice, though. Like,
No, it's good.
I mean,
Everything's valuable.
It's not stupid. It's like obvious. Like obviously, you need to figure it out. But yeah, but people like to give advices. People like to say, "Oh, you need to do this and that," and only if you do. I've seen people who advise like doing a lot of like portfolio, unpaid work, uh, for the start, and then I saw people who advise not to do that and work for profit from the first day. So it's different.
Yeah.
It's not only about the environment, the economy, the luck. It's also about what's in your head. Like, are you profit driven? Are you art driven? Are you fame driven? Do you just enjoy working with people? Like, I'm a people pleaser. I just sometimes I just enjoy people, like working with people and achieving results that people want to achieve.
That's nice.
That's one of the part of the job that I
You're
enjoy.
a real artist.
I mean, not real artists stick to their style. Like they're very, very, very strict with their style. But I'm also like a marketing person, media agency kind of, and I enjoy that. So it's all about what works for you.
I feel like artists are also very, not all, but generally I would say like open-minded and creativity's flowing. They like to explore.
Not at all. No,
Really?
not everyone. Like a lot of people are like sticking to the certain, like, I am open-minded, yes, but this is not given, like, do not apply it to other creators.
So most of the people you meet are more, they stick
Yes,
to their...
stick to their
Okay.
to their piece, to the media. They like enjoy working the most, to the style they enjoy working the most. And this is totally legit. Like, do not apply whatever I said to the people who shoot in a certain style.
So basically, to each their own.
I'm like an ADHD kind of photographer. I like to do different things. It gives me life. Like,
it's fun. Like,
give me more challenge.
Yeah, like this was amazing because
I don't know a single. Sorry.
No, it's okay. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know a single photographer who would do a podcast.
Really?
Who would shoot a podcast.
That's why we love Polina here.
So do not apply this to other people. But if you like to try new things, like, this is a good, like, you got camera and you can do a bunch of things with it. Right? You can do a photo, you can do a video, you can do
create content for Instagram.
You can do the content for Instagram. Like, this is a good skill. This is a good, and if you want to shoot like the female portraits, like for like mature women or only pregnancy, that's totally fine and valid and great. But if you want to try different things, and this is what I'm actually was struggling the most. Do we have time though?
We should start packing up.
Yeah.
This is we don't have much time today. We're setting up. We're taking a long time to set up because it's a new space that I'm in for the first time. But Polina was very nice. She was helping me out and she was excited, right? I guess you like to help out and all that.
Yeah, no, that was fun. I enjoy talking to Gabriel.
And she
in
knows what she's
general.
doing.
It's
She works in
nice.
this world
Yeah.
too, so it was good.
Yeah.
Good collaboration.
It's
But
nice.
she'll be back on again. We'll get her on again and we'll have another conversation. Tea with G, another kind of tea, and more time.
What kind of tea we had?
This was mint.
Mint?
Yeah.
Okay, what it has? Just mint?
Just mint.
Oh, that's
Just
nice.
pure mint, this one.
It tastes really nice.
Yeah. So thank you guys. We'll see you again. We got to pack up. Lovely to speak with you, Polina.
Yeah.
Always
so
a pleasure
much.
to see you.
Okay.
Take care.
Okay, bye.